I'm so happy you all could make it here today.
The whole family together? It really means a lot.
I feel very special. I guess I should make a wish. But I don't know what more I could want. All of you here to celebrate me? This really is perfect.
Jessup was one of our most volatile inmates. Even as a child, he exhibited a maladaptive fantasy life, and he would use violence to reject any reality that did not conform. And that violence turned deadly when, on his 16th birthday, he poisoned his entire family with carbon monoxide. He spent the next 3 days living with their corpses, playing out the fantasy of what he felt was the ideal family, one focused on him. He then continued his killing spree, targeting families he saw as perfect, breaking into their homes, disabling the exhaust on their boilers so their homes would fill with carbon monoxide. They would die in their sleep, and he could stick around playing house for a few days before moving on.
But if he wanted to be part of the perfect family, why kill everyone?
The killings were just a means of compliance for the fantasies. I mean, dead people will do what you want them to, right? They can't disappoint you. Delusions like his are extremely dangerous. Enacting the fantasy becomes the only way he's actually able to relate to the world, which means he's likely got his eyes on the next family.
It's perfect.
Hey, you're perfect.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
Here, champagne. To us.
To us? You know, you didn't have to do all of this.
This is the most important day of our lives. I want to remember this forever.
Well, excuse me.
You okay? Honey?
I'm sorry. I can't breathe.
Mark Marsden. Nice catch.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of this guy.
Well, you might better know him from his nickname. A widower? Oh, you actually don't know who he is?
Yeah, no, I'm not caught up on my podcasts. Just give it to me straight. What's the flavor of psychopath we're dealing with here?
Marsden's psychopathy is rooted in his fear of abandonment. He had a relatively normal childhood until age 15 when his girlfriend dumped him, and then 2 weeks later she drowned during a kegger in the woods.
Let me guess. He was at that party.
And witnesses saw them arguing, but because his parents were so well connected, he didn't go to jail.
So instead, he was hospitalized with a severe case of narcissistic and borderline personality disorder, which in his case was characterized by extreme mood swings and violent impulsivity. Once he turned 18, he was released from the institution with no record, managed to stay off law enforcement's radar for what, a couple years? Until he fell in love again. And his fear of abandonment made him act out again. His first wife fell off a balcony during their honeymoon. His second wife had an aneurysm, died in her sleep, and the third one drowned on her wedding night.
How did he get away with this?
Oh, he didn't, for long. He framed the first 2 murders as accidents, but by the third kill, police saw through his lies.
Marston would prefer to watch the women he loved die than ever risk getting rejected by them.
Hey, everything cool?
I'm sorry to bother you.
No bother. How can I help you?
I hit something on the road and I blew a couple tires.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Just up over there.
Yeah. Did you, call a tow?
I tried it, just can't get any service.
Yeah.
Could you call for me? Would that be okay?
Oh, sure, dude. No problem. Hey, Chuck, it's Arlo.
Or you can get 2 tins for $39.99.
Yeah. Hey, I got a dude over here that needs a tow. Yeah, that's right. 225 Reba Road. You got it. Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. He wants to talk to you.
Oh,
Hello? Hello?
The commercial said it could cut through anything. Let's find out.
A man named Lucas Niles was found washed up on a riverbank in Missouri. He's currently in a coma at the local hospital. DNA taken from under his fingernails matches a pit inmate named Arlo Brandt, a compulsive consumer. Brandt suffered from a psychological condition in which his sense of self was based solely on his material possessions. He was a unique case of conspicuous consumption as defined by Thurston Veblen.
Thorstein Veblen. He was a 19th century sociologist who studied people who were fixated on material possessions as a way of elevating their social status.
Only in Brandt's case, he was a home shopper. He packed his farmhouse with every item he could buy over the phone.
Screams shopaholic more than serial killer, doesn't it?
Well, initially, murder was just a way to fund his addiction. He'd booby-trap the road to lure stranded travelers looking for help. He would kill them, and then he would strip their cars and sell them for parts on eBay. But over time, the killing itself became his ultimate form of consumption.
That's more valuable than a life.
It took 4 U-Hauls to clear out his possessions, and a dozen coroners to cart off the corpses. In the pit, Brandt underwent something called MDT, or material detachment therapy, a treatment through which he was denied all possessions of any kind.
Literally nothing?
I guess the idea was if he could control his urge to possess, then the same could be done for his urge to kill.
I can blame it on television, good advertising, magazines. But it doesn't matter whether you blame the drug or the addict. You still have to treat the disease. Right? And I certainly was. Sick. My identity was tied up in things, owning, possessing, consuming. I reduced my value to things that could be bought, purchased, things that could be held. I thought these were the paths to happiness, but now I see I was merely seeking to fill a void that never really needed to be filled. The void was imaginary because I was already enough. We all are. Each and every one of us has the capacity for happiness, locked deep inside. The question is whether we have the will to access it. Or, like me, be fortunate enough to find someone willing to create a place where they can find peace and happiness.
He's recreating the pit.
Victim was just found on a park bench in St. Louis, throat slit, then posed.
That's the MO of Muse murderer Denise Glenn.
She came to the pit in 2015.
Looks like she's back at it.
Well, I wish it were that simple.
We know exactly where she is.
How?
We pulled her out of the rubble a couple hours after the blast.
Well, let's pull up the status report for inmate number 827.
Okay, but if it's not Denise, who's out there doing her kills? Seems your apprentice just couldn't resist making his own mark. H63. That's a pit inmate number, and it belongs to Craig Martin.
You gotta admire the balls on this dude. Signing his work, taking credit for your project.
It's pretty typical of someone with his anger issues towards women. He's signing your work, Denise. And when we catch him, because we will, someone else will be remembered for your life's work, and you will be forgotten. Okay, fine. Let your apprentice finish your work for you. Let Craig Martin get all the notoriety.
If I tell you how to catch Craig, you have to guarantee me that the world never learns his name.
Deal.
The final kill honors Irado, the muse of mimicry. Back when I was teaching, the head of my department liked to borrow content from my lectures and claim that they were his own ideas. His death was to be my pièce de résistance.
He was your mimic.
And whoever holds that position now is about to meet my star pupil.
Is something wrong? Please return to...
Don't be afraid. I'm here with a message from Professor Denise Glenn.
Ezekiel Malik.
Dr. Ezekiel Malik. Doctor.
For the senseless murders of 24 innocent people, the great state of Illinois has sentenced you to die by lethal injection. What are your final words?
I'll tell you what Oscar Wilde's final words were. He was in his deathbed. He looked at the wallpaper and said, "Either you go or I go." Great men are always misunderstood.
Time of death, 0130. May God have mercy on your soul.
What the hell's going on? Where am I? Where am I?
He was a hospital psychiatrist until it was discovered that he was killing patients in the ICU.
Dr. Darkness.
Malik would inject his victims with a lethal dose of digoxin, a drug that causes cardiac arrest. He officially has 24 Vicks to his name, but it's probably a lot more.
All of his victims were laid up in a hospital bed. This guy's a coward.
Well, actually, he's a highly intelligent, malignant narcissist with a complicated God complex, but...
Sure, if you want to put a label on it.
Malik was motivated by power and control, so in a very real sense, he decided which patients lived and which died.
Oh, it is one hell of an ego trip. Now he's back in the city where he's from, so he knows the lay of the land way better than we do. How long before he kills again?
Best guess? He's already hunting.
There you are.
As I'm almost certain you already know, you're gonna die tonight. But what you don't yet understand is the gift you're about to receive. The one thing I ask of you is please do be honest about what you see in the light.